Hey guys, welcome to Sunday's Calm and Positive Doodling. This is number 3 in my surprise doodle series. So let's get started on some more of these cups. Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'm here to welcome you to another calm and positive doodling session. We started out yesterday with a blank page and did these 4 cups and drew the outlines for all of these other ones. Then we came back for a second round because I wasn't done doodling for the day. I did a late night doodle session and we did these 4 cups and this tankard type of cup and a really cool teapot that's going to have gems. That's what those big holes. It's not holes in the teapot, although that's what it looks like right now. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really want you to click that subscribe button and the notification bell. If you're new here, I do doodling and creativity things. I paint and draw, and I'm a safe haven in the sea of turmoil going on in the world. We don't talk politics, religion, or anything that's unseemly or dark, just because that's not who I am. If somebody were to choose a character from a book, I would probably be really close to Pollyanna, just because I try to see the bright side, the good things in people and situations. So let's keep it happy, let's keep it bright, and let's keep it positive. On with the doodling. And if you are interested in doodling along with me, you can go to my website, deliberately-creative.com, and click on the patterns and templates. You can get a template page of cups. You can download it, print it, and you can doodle right along with me. We're going to finish doodling these cups today, and then I will come back on another live stream and we will start coloring, and probably using watercolor pencils and watercolors, regular colored pencils, whatever happens to hit my hand at the time. But it will again be a calm and positive type of coloring activity that time. We'll see if anybody wants to join me then. Thank you. Oh, hello, Australia. Hello. We've got Scarlett and Jan and Anne. Wow, thank you guys so much. I know there's lots more people. Thank you so much. Let's get started doodling. Oh, I keep forgetting to say this. Up in the iCard, we have the 30 fill patterns doodle session. This was a 2-hour live session. If you divide that out, it comes out to about 4 minutes per square. So I am going to go through and timestamp everything in my description for that video eventually. So then you can go, I want the beads, or I want, and you can go to the specific spot in the video, because I've got chapters now. I can do chapters. Then there's also, I don't know where the other card is. I have 12 doodle flower sampler that was done live also, and that's less than an hour. So there we go. Doodling is such a good way to calm your brain, give you activity. I'm reaching over to grab something because I really like this particular flower. So I think we're going to be putting that on one of the cups. There's going to be a dogwood going on to one of the cups. It's going to be fun. And I'll take you on a little walk through some of my doodles as we go along. But starting off, I want to go ahead and get this pretty flower. Maybe 2 or 3 of them coming up. They're actually going to be growing up from the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself some stems. And that way, the flowers will be able to overlap. Let's go into close up. And I do have some soft music playing. If that music gets to be too loud for you, please let me know and I will turn it down. I have it on my headphone, so I'm listening to it also. All right, so we have our little stems. I'm going to go ahead and toss in just some gentle little leaves. The pen I'm using is an Eco pen. This is an Eco pen because they use a cardboard tube for the holder for the pen. So with that cardboard tube, you can actually recycle that and you don't have to throw that part in the trash. So we are reducing, we're not eliminating all of the waste, but we're reducing how much we're throwing into the trash by doing that. All right. You know, sometimes going and doodling fires up your imagination and gets the juices flowing for those paintings that we want to do. So I'm going to go up here and put a circle, and I'm going to put another circle around it. And this one, the petals in the middle are sort of rounded and pointed at the same time, but not completely. These are smallish doodles. Now I'm working on a 9x12 Canson mixed media pad. So we can use a little bit of liquid medias on it. You can paint acrylic on them. See how I ran into the edge? I just stopped drawing so that way it didn't go outside the cup. So we have that. I'm going to do the detail bit in just a second. I want to put some more of these flowers on so we can practice that overlapping. I'm going to put the center in here. You can do them quickly. Doodling is really a good way to open up that creativity in your mind. There we are. All right, so the loopy ones and then a sharper point petal. I didn't say that last time, I'm sorry. See how I stopped when I ran into that other petal? Let's go on a side view and see if we can show that a little bit better when I get over here. So let's get that one done. All right, so over here, I'm going to make up. Put a petal, and then this one, the petal would be going behind it. See? There we go. Now this is doodle time, relaxation time, and not really an instructional time, but when I come up to little things like that, I want to share. I really like the Eco pens. They do run out fairly quickly for how much I doodle, you know, so be aware. The ink is really nicely flowing and they are waterproof. So I'm going to go like that. Now, these outside petals, I'm going to put just a couple little marks. And it makes it look like the petals are sort of bending back away, like little highlight marks. And then we're going to make those middle petals become puffy. All right. This is the Canson Mixed Media pad, but I also doodle in, I have a, here, let's go back to the big screen. Go back to the big screen. There we go. I also have a, this is a Pentel 365 Pentalic that I like to doodle in. See, this one has kind of creamy colored pages. And then I also have oh, that one's fun. Anybody interested in just going crazy? Ooh, maybe we'll put some mushrooms on one of the cups. How about that one? Put a little mushrooms on the cups. This is more flower designs. So you just fill pages with flowers, and that's a lot of fun. You can get big, huge designs going. Look at that. Hello, Miss Mary. You did make it. And Gina, I am so glad to see you. So there, see? Little hummingbird. He's all filled with patterns. Do we want to do some outline critters and fill them with patterns? Let me know. Let me know. Leave a comment. Leave an actual comment below the video. This was just some little tiles that I did with patterns filling. So, woohoo. Yeah, and if you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when new videos go up. So there, I've got a Pentalic 365. I have, let's see, I'm not sure what I've put in this one. Have I doodled in here? Not too much. This is mostly watercolors because it's watercolor paper. Yeah. Mark might bring me my other tablet and we'll go through that in just a little bit. Oh, one of the things, if you go to my website and you go to the gallery and look at the patterns and templates, I have a whole bunch of designs that are already outlines, you know, like the cat and hummingbirds and owls that are already for you to doodle in if you want to. They were for other videos, but nothing says you have to use a pattern that was made for one video only for that video. You can use it for whatever you want, as long as you don't go and sell it. You know, don't go sell my templates. If you want people to get to know my templates, you can show it to them, but then tell them to go download their own. Just because it's fun, and it helps my channel out, and it helps my website. So we'll go through my other book here in just a minute. It's got a ton of things in it too. And it's, oh, well, here. It's actually an Arteza watercolor tablet. But we'll go through that in a minute. There, you got a sneaky peek. All right, so close up. Get back to that flower. Those flowers. Now I'm going to go in and make these into little puffs. Just by putting kind of parenthesis shapes, starting from the center and going out to the tip. See how that goes? Starting in the center and go out to the tip of that puff. Put your lines as close together as you want them to be. You could just put 3 lines. That's fine. I think I want a little bit more dark down towards the center, so you could just go in and put dots. There we go. You can also bring up the images on your screen and lay a piece of paper on it and trace it off just like you were drawing on paper at a window. If you turn off the lights in your room and have the brightness of your screen up, you can actually use that almost like a light box. And then you don't have to print it off, you just trace it. And if you watch the videos, many of the videos actually give you the step-by-step how to draw those things also. So you're not limited. You're the only person that is limiting you. If anybody else says anything about your artwork, they can go suck eggs. No one else can control what your imagination is going to do, what your hand is going to draw. The only time somebody can tell you what you're supposed to do is if you're paying them to teach you something. Oh, you can certainly post. If you download one of my templates and you post things from or doodle on it, just say you got the template from Deliberately Creative. you know, it's just kind to share where those things are coming from. I'm not charging you for them. So, you know, it's always nice to share where you get things so other people have the opportunity to get them too. So how's that? We've got 4 fun little flowers. That's going to be fun to color, isn't it? And I think I just want to put a little line just as a decoration, maybe a double line. And if you notice, my line is wobbly, and that's all part of the charm. There we go. I think I'm going to move over to these guys, and I'm wondering if I do mushrooms. I think I want to do a mushroom on this one. And this one, he's got the cute little long rounded. We're going to do the whole stem first. Right now it looks like a pickle. But you can certainly use my templates, post on your feed, post on other feeds that allow you to post artwork from other places. Many of the coloring sites, Facebook pages and things like that, if you're not coloring your own artwork, they just want to know where you're getting the artwork from and that you have permission to use it. So yes, you have my permission to doodle and color on the templates. And if you draw your own work from one of my doodle lessons, you can just share where you got the doodle lesson. See, I didn't even tell you what I was doing there. I'm just having fun. All right, so let's draw another little mushroom. Right there. You notice I did a rounded top to it, a rounded stem, and the stem has a round on the top and a round on the bottom. That's because I'm showing it kind of looking up underneath. This is sort of a ladybug's eye view. And then, see what I did here is I put the sort of a pointed oval around. Then I'm going to go around the outside of that. And I'm stopping, and maybe a little bit right there. Then I'm going to come around to the bottom of it. That just made that so we've got the gills where we can see them. Then you're going to start at the center at the stem and work your way out. I'm doing this in little curved lines just to give it some shape underneath. And I'll tell you, I had the coolest art teacher when I was in grade school, Mrs. Brunel, and she taught us how to draw these little mushrooms. And if you think about it, you're drawing with perspective, and it's not even hard to do. Happy little mushrooms with the T. That's right. These little guys are happy little ones. Now, I am not a mushroom picker, so I have no idea. I really don't know the difference between a mushroom and a toadstool. And so I would never eat something that I picked out in the wild without having a professional mushroom picker with me. And a really good guidebook. Now, I think we're going to put a few little grasses coming up, and even in front. Look at that. Now we've got those little mushroom toadstools, whatever. Just hiding down in the grass. Oh, that's sweet. I think I'm going to put a little ladybug over here on the handle. Really super simple ladybug. This little ladybug is basically just a circle. You trim just a little bit on the top. So right now, this could be olives also. Yeah, you can do so many different things with simple lines. So now I'm splitting down the back and curving it ever so slightly. We're going to give her a couple little antennas and a couple spots. And I think her head is actually going to be dark, and so is the backside inside. And then we're going to give her just a couple little legs. Ladybugs are always girls in my world for some reason. They're always called hers. Oh, that's wonderful that you, Bama Crochet Corner, that you have studied mushroom books and found many wonderful treats in the woods. You know, I know that a few different ones, but I'm just not comfortable with eating them. I don't know. I've seen too many murder mysteries where people have gone out and picked things from the woods. So what I did right there, I just made a little line next to the handle. And by doing that, we're giving it just a tiny bit of some perspective on that too. It's not necessarily correct, but it makes me happy. All right, and we're going to put more decoration on those mushrooms after we start coloring. But now I want to put something here on this one. So we're going to open up the other book here. Let's take a look, go to the wide view again. I'm going to do buttons on Monday, so I have to get that one scheduled, but we're going to do some fancy doodle buttons just because I also do other types of art. Let's see here. Father's Day is coming up. We're going to do some fishing lures and some fish. Let's see. But I have some pages in here of, maybe we'll do the buttons as button flower pots. There we go. You never know what you're going to find when I flip open my book. These are some more designs that I've done where I started with one pattern and then I added numbers of petals to them and different designs on them. Thank you. Thank you. I like doing birds and kitties and pineapples. Oh, there's a tray of mushrooms that I was thinking about. This is one that I saw on Pinterest. But now, this is what I want you to see, is that you can take a page, and it doesn't have to be themed. You can just do happy little drawings all together on one piece of page. Look at that. One piece of page? How about one piece of paper? Well, several of these have become 1-minute real-time videos over on my Tangi, which is a Google, it's a Google company. And I'll put that link in there. So that way, if you, after this video, want to go and check it out, the link is in my description below. But I've got, the heart-shaped light bulb and some of these different flowers. So, but again, just have fun in your book and look at references. I look at references all the time. I was looking at a reference of a cactus when I did this little heart-shaped cactus. Who knew that that's where it would come from? But that's where it comes from. I did my cat outline, and that was a doodle cat that is on my channel already. I think I have it listed as 10 doodle patterns, because that's what I think I counted up when we did that. So, and then I did these today, these buttons. fun, easy. I was looking for a specific pattern and I'm not seeing it. Oh, I did a step-by-step how to draw these owls. 1-minute video on my Tangy. And this is a video on YouTube and the quick little 1-minute video on how to draw the plant itself is on Tangy. So maybe it was, oh yeah, okay, that's where it was. It was this little guy. I really like this one. So I'm going to use that on this. It's kind of like a flower fan. So we're going to do a stem going up. I need to switch back to the close-up camera. I need to stop being so chatty and start getting more doodles done though. There we go. So then we've got our stem, we've got a center, which is actually the bottom of the flower. And then I'm going to put a little fan shape or a round lollipop shape. And then this is the actual little fan shape. Reminds me of those feather fans that they would have in the old-fashioned, not politically correct video movies of ancient Egypt. But I'm going to sneeze, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Pardon me. Sorry guys. I tried to stifle it as much as I could. All right. So now I'm going to put, because this is kind of like little peacock feathers, maybe? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how we color it. Thank you. Yeah, the cups are a lot of fun, and I have lots of ideas going. Give you a quick slide across. Those were video number 1 yesterday. Then there was video number 2, those, and this one, and the teapot. Then today so far we have done this cup, this mushroom cup, and now we're on the fan cup. So now I want to go and put these bigger petals, just like that. Remember, a pattern is a shape that's repeated over and over again. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Yep. 3 times. I hope that's lucky. And then I'm going to put a couple more sort of like leafy petals coming off. Now, sometimes people go, how do you get your lines so perfect? And I want you to see, my lines are not perfect, but many times I will just go over a line again and thicken it up, and it looks a lot more, not perfect, but a lot more consistent. And I think I'm going to put one more petal right here, just because. Yeah. So that's how I get my consistent lines. People comment on my line quality, and that's, I think, one of the things is that I will go back and just draw over a line again. I think this cup is actually going to end up not being a totally flat cup. We're going to put a lip going around, whoops, sorry about that. Put the lip going around the back of it. And put an oval here in the center. And then another line down. Right here. That's kind of where the coffee is. Or the tea, whatever makes you happy. And since I did that, I know I'm looking down into that cup. I see a bit of this handle. Now, I say I see. I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. It is not this one is not a reference. You can tell when I use a reference versus when I use just my imagination. My imagination is a lot more whimsical and a lot more freeform, and a lot less concerned with things being perfect. And so this still is whimsical, and it is still not perfect. And I like that. Oh, look how cute that's looking. Yeah, that's how you do the inside of a cup. That easy. I can make any of these cups into something like that. This one just happened to work because it was dipped down in the center. And if you look at it, this curve right here matches the curve down here at the bottom. That's what you really want to see when you're doing a cup. I could do the same thing to this one. I could go ahead, so it has that front line. I'm following it around. So right now, that's the back edge of the cup. It's open. I want to give a little bit of thickness to it. This one's going to have a thinner pottery. See? And then drop down inside just a little bit and color in where your coffee or your tea is. That works because I'd already gone and put the shape on the handle. Yeah, so much fun. All right, so we're going to get back in here and doodle some more. I'm going to put another little arch just because I want it. I'm going to put a little line with a dot for like the center of a leaf or a tinier feathers. There we go. And maybe one more row on the outside because I think I want to do a little bit of dark coloring in and leaving a sparkle. And what I mean by that is I'm going to do lines, leave a space. So move over, color in, leave a space, coloring in, leaving a space, and if you see, I'm leaving that space in pretty much the same general area on each of these little arches. You can choose. It gives it the feel that those are like shiny ribbons until we do something else on the inside of those leaves or feathers or petals. So say I'm going to do stripes inside the petals. This is doodling, and it's doodling to be calming and reduce anxiety, take you out of yourself for just a minute. So that's what this is for. This is positive and uplifting. There we go. So did you see what I did there? Because on some of these little like sun rays were slipping inside that little arch, I just went back and thickened it up. So then it makes those little extra lines that sort of slipped inside blend away. Look at that. I'm going to put a bit of a shadow down here underneath. And I think we're going to put one more loop on that. We're going to leave a dot And then this can get colored in like a peacock. You need to start using the phrase because that's how I roll. I'm going to add a little here because I can, and that's how I roll. Well, thank you very much, Amy. That's how I roll. It is. And I'm going to move on. I'm ready for another cup, but I think this time we're going to do an overall pattern. And I think what I'm going to do on this one so it's a call and response. I see. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple lines breaking this up just in shapes. And then I'm going to start just at one line and working my way towards the edge. I might make these into stripes. I don't know yet. But as you draw lines, and you're just drawing lines, and you're just following the shape of the line that you draw, and if you change the shape of the line a little bit, see how I just put a little bump in that line? I'm going to keep following that along. It gives you these optical illusion ripples and things like that. So I just did another one down low, because I might be smoothing out one of those other ones. See, there, look at that. I'm smoothing out a line and then I'm continuing this bump down here. And then I'm just going to work my way around, filling things with just lines. You can do whole pages with just lines. I'm going to call her out again. Draw Tangles with Dawn. I think her most viewed video, I think it's her most viewed, is drawing lines for stress relief, I think. And it was just drawing lines and filling an entire page with lines. Look at that. All right, so now I'm going to rotate. See, it gets that sort of optical illusion going there. I am going to see if we can go into the side view. There. And I'm going to have these lines are going to be going across in this other direction. Now you can do landscapes like this. So I think I want to see how my line is going to go. I'm going to make it about like that. Sometimes if you go into the middle of a section and draw your line, it will give you some direction and help you to decide what you're going to do. And if you have your lines ending up in the same point, it looks like it gets darker. And if you have your lines coming across and spreading out, it gets lighter. Yeah, that's, I watch Dawn, Dawn watches me. We're a big old happy pattern doodle family on the YouTubes here. So let's make sure that we support everybody, especially right now. YouTube is a weird place. So having people that you know are positive and aren't going to surprise you with something dark, I think is a good thing. Ooh, I like that. I like how that's looking. I hope you all are having a really good Sunday. If you are new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when new videos go up. And you see how I ended up working that crazy little line that was sitting there? You don't even see it anymore. All right, so let's see here. Oop, stay back. I'm telling my books are precariously perched around here right now. All right, so now I need to fit one more design in here. And I think I'm actually going to go long lines going up, or let's see. I'm giving myself, yep, I am going to do it that way. So it's coming from one point. And when you come from one point and fan out, it's like giving you perspective, single point. This is a really good way if you wanted to do a doodle landscape. I love doing doodle landscapes anyway, just because you can make fields with different plants in them, and all the plants are just different patterns. There we go. And if you don't like how something is looking, you can always change up your pattern. Maybe I want to get a couple more bumps in here. As we're getting closer, I want it to have more texture. Your hand is going to naturally make little bumps and wobbles. So even if you're trying to do perfect straight lines, you're going to end up with little bumps and wobbles. And if you're always starting in the same side and pulling, your hand is going to do, ooh, I like that stripe in it like that too. Let's see what it looks like from the top. Take it from the top. Ooh, that's cool. What do you guys think? Yeah. Yeah, it's so much fun. And everybody's is going to come out differently. Even if you do the same pattern, it's going to come out differently because your hand and the way you hold the pen is different than my hand or the way I hold a pen or the pressure I put on the pen. Let's see. Just a little bit of thickening up that line. I'm thinking, yeah, I am. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put little lines going around the handle. I'm just starting in the middle and walking it around. I'm going to all the way to the outside because what I'm going to do is put a thicker line on the outside. And then you can always go back in, like I left this light colored line right here. You could go back in and color in alternating lines. You could really make this into a project that could last for hours. And for many of us, that's what we need, is something that can last for hours, but that can be done in a minute. How's that? Project that can last for hours, but be done in a minute. Ooh, that could be my theme for my Tangy, because all of my videos on Tangy have to be a minute or less until I get to 100 followers on Tangy. So if you guys all go and sign up on Tangy, it's free, just like YouTube's free, and there's no advertising right now on Tangy. That might change. You know, it is a Google company, so it probably will change. But right now there's not even any advertising, and there's no monetization. So everybody's doing it just because it's fun and we want to share artwork with friends that have a similar idea. Oh, that is cool. I think I want to maybe darken up a couple of these coming across. Just as Amy says, because that's how I roll. And you can change where those lines are going too. You don't have to follow every bump. You can say, I'm going to cut those bumps just like that. Give yourself permission to have fun. I think I'm going to just darken up a couple more in here. And then we will, let's see, rotate. I just want to put a heavier line right here. I'm going to leave that white stripe. That makes me happy. I'm going to make one more little stripe right there. And then make that side of it heavy too. There we go. Well, thank you, Jan. You know, it's fun, and I kind of take myself into a land that is very, very relaxing. Let's see. Do we want to do, maybe we'll do something like this. Do a band. I'm going to do a band on this one and fill it with the geometric shapes. So we're going to just put a band on here. And since I'm pulling it sideways, let's go like this. I want to put another line next to it, sort of like stripes that we're going around. I really like the piano music. It's very calming, and it helps my little brain just go into a lovely zone. I am going to put a half circle here. I'm going to put my circles on first. What I'll be doing is stacking my designs, and they don't have to be perfect. Oh, the link for the Tangi site is right here. There you go. And just like that, we've got 3 circles. I think that's enough circles because I'm going to put rectangles or squares cutting into them. Maybe one coming like this. And then a triangle. Yeah, once I get to 100 followers on Tangi, I actually will be able to do up to 2-minute videos on Tangi. It's always going to be a short form video channel. And for me, my videos, I'm trying to do real-time videos on there. So I'm trying to get my doodles in 1 minute. And that is a real challenge. Sometimes I just need that 1 minute and 3 seconds to be able to finish it the way I want to. So you can thicken up your lines and make just thicker lines. you can go in and shade in and leave space. And so I'm actually going to put lines where the triangle is overlapping that square. And then maybe I'll put similar kinds of lines over here. And this one, the circle is going to get the lines. Just like doing our lines before. And leaving the square, the little corner of the square. You can do this in so many different ways. I really like the idea of, let's see, this one is going to be colored in dark. And the circle is going to be lines. I should have had that overlap a little bit more for that triangle. So let's see, maybe I'll really overlap something here. This is very mod. Very mod. But you see where there's spaces that you want to fill in more. You just do it and go, oh yeah, that's cool. And I think that this one is just going to get little tiny lines, and that's going to fill in there, and I'm going to fill in this little part of a circle that's up here. I see this, you know, this band could be being colored in with red, yellow, and green, or red, yellow, and blue, and then you'd be getting your green overlap and your orange overlap and your red overlap. Yeah, it's fun to do all kinds of patterns, really. Let's see, I think another square right here. It's going to get colored in. And I think I'm going to leave the rest of that. I am going to... I'm going to make this one so that you see inside. Look what I'm doing. I'm just adding lines. Color it in. It's not perfect perspective. Doesn't have to be. Doodles. Doodles don't have to be perfect. But by doing that, then I can go in and I can put a little line here on the inside of the handle, and a line here on the top of the handle. See? And then you can shade in that inside. And then when we start coloring, we will have more options to color. There we go. All right, we're down to two last things. We've got this really wonky picture that I think I might show you how I would de-wonkify it, but we're gonna do this little cup first. And I'm gonna do my dogwood flower on the cup. So dogwood flowers are fun because they are very basic, easy to draw. You draw a squished heart and do that 4 times. A squished heart with a nice pointy bit on the inside, just like that. Then we're going to go along the outside edge and that makes that so it looks like it's a turned over tip. Whoa. Just like that. You put some of those fun little dots on the inside here. All right, Gina, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you sharing. I love how much you share. Oh, there. Okay. And now I'm going to put just a leaf, and this leaf has the veins that kind of run in creases all the way down from the stem to the tip. Sweet little drawing. We're also going to put little lines on the inside here, kind of curved, sort of mimicking the shape of that outside of the petal when I think about it. And they don't all have to be the same length. You could stretch some of those lines out farther. Have some that are shorter, some that are longer. It's darker down next to the center, that center ball in the center of your flower. All right, Kathy, thank you so much. I really appreciate that you've stuck with me this long. And guys, I know that sometimes these videos get a little long. So remember, you can always come in and out. And if you're, stuck at home doing something and you want to have somebody just chatting in the background for you, you can just turn on my videos and use them as background noise. So there, we have maybe one more leaf. Center, these lines are coming from under the flower for these leaves and going out to the edges. And I think I'm going to do sort of like a little lightly drag the pen. If you don't push down all the way hard on it, you're going to get a lovely kind of broken line. Let's see if we can see that better. See how it's a really pretty broken line that gives like an indication of texture without actually, drawing texture. I'm just dragging my pen lightly from top to bottom. And I'm going to stop at the flower. I'm not going to draw through the flower. And these are rollerball pen, so if you don't press hard, it doesn't send as much ink out through it. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. Just a soft, gentle little texture. There we go. So that cup is done. Okay, we're gonna go on to this pitcher. And, well, what I'm calling a pitcher right now. But I want to straighten it up and make it into a big cup. And you're going, well, but you've already drawn it. How do you do that? Well, because I like the shape of the bottom here, I'm going to come up on the side and give myself a straight edge. Now it's going to have this wobble in it still, and that's okay. And then I'm going to bring it across. Now it looks like it was supposed to be that way. We're still mimicking this little shape in the side from that first line, but I just put a second line next to it. Yeah, these lines have a 0.38 tip, and so it's a finer line than, let's see, is it finer than I think it might be a little thicker. This is a 0.3, and this is a 0.38. So it's a little bit heavier than the 0.3 micron. But, and I don't think I've got a 4. I don't have a 4 sitting here. Sometimes I have random sizes. Let's see, how about, what's a medium tip? Oh no, that's really huge. Medium on the Pitt artist pen, medium or M, is really big. So the medium is about twice the size as the 0.38. So, and I don't have any smaller microns sitting right here. So that's how that goes. All right, I think we're going to do this again. And we're going to just give it another wavy line. Come on. My tablet is falling off the table. Just a second. Ah. All right. So now, maybe another one. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here, that you've joined us. And I would love if you would click that like button if you like this video. And if you are looking for ways to support my channel, I have a paypal.me set up now. And that is on the links are down below in the more information, but I'll also put the PayPal over here. You do not have to support my channel that way. Supporting my channel can also be done just by clicking that like, subscribing to the channel, sharing my videos with your friends. See, look at that. Isn't that fun? But now, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a single line down the center of each of those. Now, if this was summer or Christmas time, that would be a perfect ribbon candy to color. If you have a person who's a bacon eater, you could color that like bacon. I want to do a pattern, an actual pattern in here. And I think it's going to be, ooh, yeah. So this pattern is going to be little horizontal lines, but we're going to follow the outline shape, horizontal. How about diagonal lines? And we're going to follow the outline shape for the outside edge of it. So there. And now I'm going to come back in and do my diagonals, the opposite. I'm just going back and forth. When I hit the end of my line is when I stop the diagonal lines. So I'm going across, I'm still going across, I'm reaching for that outside edge. I hit the end of my diagonal line from before. Now I'm going to go across, and I'm still going across until I hit the end of that diagonal line. Now, if you have spaces that get too wide, you can always go back and add more lines to them. So yeah, this is actually a pattern that I have seen in so many different textiles. Different types of fabric use this pattern, these patterns, this pattern. So one more, get it all the way to the corner there, and then, so I'm just going back and forth. And by varying the number of lines in there, it really gives it texture, doesn't it? So that's there, and then I'm going to make this one match all the way. Oh, let's see. I think I am only going to do this one. So this time I'm going to go start the opposite direction. Look at that. It's going to do something here. So let's see. Then we're going to go this way. And then we're going to come back. I don't have to match the lines from the opposite side. But it's just sort of matching the direction. Isn't that cool? You end up with patterns that you just don't expect sometimes. Secondary pattern being put in. And sometimes you'll get confused, which direction am I supposed to go? If you go all the way back into your corner, the first one is always on this one, starting on the left and going to the right. And this one, I'm starting at the top and coming down to the bottom. I know, it's kind of weird. It's the way my brain sees it and thinks of it. And now we are getting really close to, well, we've actually gone over the hour. I'm trying to keep these videos as little videos or shorter videos. So I think we just know that I went in, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put dots going down because I have to. It's just, sometimes you just do something because your brain says it must have that. So just really quick. Nice thing about these types of dots is that they cover up things. Little extra lines, they cover them up, like right here. Extra lines, you're not even going to notice them once we put those circles on. And this could have like gold or silver paint, metallic pen going dot, dot, dot down. I'm just going to put the dots in this side over here, but I'm not going to put the stripes. Because nobody says that because you do a pattern stripe that you have to continue that pattern stripe filling everything. Nobody says you can't also. If you wanted to, you could fill the whole thing with that pattern and it would be so much fun. But we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun doing all kinds of coloring in the next time we meet. I think that this is going to probably be an evening coloring time video. And we will, there we go. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to have to, I'm going to zoom out so it's going to get this little cross in the middle. Sorry. Sorry about moving the camera. There it is. That little plus sign in the middle is going to disappear in just a second. But there we go. We have completely doodled this page. This sketchbook page has been doodled. And you guys, remember, if you don't want to draw the cups, I have a page that you can download, get it doodled, so you can color along with me when I start coloring these up. Probably Wednesday evening, I think is when this is going to be, and it will be like at 3 in the afternoon Pacific time, 4 Mountain, 5 Central, 6 Eastern. I know that's going to make it kind of late, like 11 o'clock in the UK, and kind of early for my Australian friends, but it'll be up. And we're going to have fun, and we're going to do the coloring all in one go. So it's probably going to be a long video. Grab cups of tea or coffee and hang out with me as we go in and color mushrooms and flowers and doodle gems and cups. Thank you. Remember, click that like, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I hope to see you back here again really soon. Oh yeah, Monday, we're going to do the buttons. It's going to be fun.